Easy guys, thanks for tuning in to Escape the Loop Part 2. If you haven't watched the first part in this series, I would recommend that you go and watch that one first. It will just help you get the most out of the videos as they come out. The next part in the series is available in the members area on my website, as well as the project file if you want to take a deeper look. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Cool, so here we are inside Ableton Live, and I haven't touched the project since the last video, so I'll play what we've got and then we'll start working into a third 16. Cool, so I'll duplicate the second 16 across. There's a couple of little tweaks I'd like to make first, which is that little impact sound that happens there could be a little bit louder. So I just duplicate that across as well. And I wanted to try it having no kick or moving the first kick on the first beat of the second 16. Maybe have that start a little bit later under the kick as well. Just a little bit funkier than it being on beat all the time. When it comes to the variation in this third 16, the main idea in the tune, or the strongest idea in the tune for me in terms of development, is changing the relationship between when those effects, when the bass and when the kicks hit, to create different rhythms. I think that's going to be the easiest way to develop something like this, and I like doing it as easily as possible because you can work a bit faster and generally I get more stuff finished. So the first thing we're going to do is the effects hits that happen. There's also an effects hit kind of on top of the sub. So I'm going to start moving these around until I can get another rhythm out of it. Is that what I just did? I should be on the snare, shouldn't it? Okay, that's how it was. Forget that idea. Another thing I could do is change the attack, because the hacker bass is still in Serum. I'm just going to change the attack on it, duplicate the channel so it's all the same, and see if I can create a more, or just a different movement at that point. Okay, so I think I'm going to adjust, automate the attack time. let's do it. Well, if you go into configure and that little arrow, there we go, and then we've got an automation lane for envelope 1 attack. So beforehand I want it to be on 0 or more or less 0, and I think I'm just going to have it change for these second 4 notes. Maybe go the other way around, so it's long on the first 2 and then sharper on the second. So I can keep those the same for both at this point as well. And change those bases to be the same as the first 8. Oops. Cool. So it'd be nice if it was still there was a bit more difference, or a bit more energy difference at least. So try putting some extra snares in. Yep, I like that. So I'm only using one of the snare layers deliberately to give me the dynamic difference. Okay, so I'm going to taper the 16th note hats off there as well. So I'm reducing the energy before it starts again. And because we're going to go back down in energy again here, I'm going to take away the effect sounds again and see how that sounds. Add some extra effects. So again, just sweeping through all the effects that I've already got. I don't think I'll have it there, possibly. It's quite a nice one, see if we can get that to work. Maybe have it there instead. I feel like it wants to have similar sort of thing, but there as well, just to keep the energy going through this extra idea, we'll call it. It's quite nice when that finished on the snare as well. See if we can maybe get rid of the kick there. Add a reverbed snare, maybe. Want a bit of a darker sound, so I'm going to put a filter over the top of it. Pitch it down a little bit. Cool. So let's have a listen to this transition again, see if we can do something to make it a little bit better. If we take that bass away, it'll have a bit more impact when it comes back. Maybe away altogether, extend the sub a little bit instead. Am I working in the wrong place? Yep. Classic. So we want to be going from here. So it could do with a longer effect under there as well. So see what else we got in the file. And then maybe do a little bit of filtering on the drums. Really nothing complicated. Reduces the volume quite a lot, which is annoying. If anyone knows why that's doing that and it's my fault, do tell me. going to use Pro Q or Auto Filter instead, actually. So I'm just going to record that in rather than doing it with the mouse. Start from a little bit before. Maybe take those away from there as well to help with them coming back. No, too much of a gap. Can maybe change one of these instead. Maybe change both. Cool, so I think that'll do for this video, and I'll catch you in the next segment.